I've chased birds all over this continent. Today, they're chasing me. What if there was a place to just sit and let them do all the work? This is one of those places right here, Tidal Falls in Sullivan, Maine. If you've never heard of it, don't worry. Many Mainers haven't either, and most don't have any idea what goes on here in the winter. To my right, the Atlantic Ocean. To my left, Taunton Bay. And right in front of me, a narrow channel with a big ledge in the middle of it. All that tidal water sloshing through it. Taunton Bay is wide and shallow. It's a tremendous estuary, really productive, which is another reason the ducks congregate here. It's about a 10-foot tide, maybe 12-foot tide here. And all the water of Taunton Bay during that tide has to get right through here. It's like a fire hose. The ducks know it, and I know it. This is the only way they can get back and forth, and they're going to go right through here. The eagles know it too. They've been coming to that exact same branch on that pine for as long as they've been coming here, and that's a couple of decades. They'll take an unwary gull or an unwary duck if they can get it. Okay, there's one very important item that has to go along today on this birding adventure, a piece of equipment that is absolutely essential for the kind of extreme birding we're going to do today. A chair. All right, let's do this. I'm just going to sit right here and watch the show. Over the course of one tide in 6 hours, the birds are going to do different things. They may ride the surf. They may float around on the eddies. And much of the time, they're going to relocate, going from one gathering to another. That's what they're doing right now. The loons go up and down whenever they feel like it, which is often. Red-breasted mergansers go either way on a whim too. Common golden eyes, I'm not sure. I haven't got them figured out. Okay, here come the black scoters. God, there's got to be over 100 of them. That is a big flock of common eiders up there now. It's about 300. It's about an hour after high tide, and the current is really starting to rip going out. The birds, loons and mergansers in particular, are starting to stream by in pretty good numbers. Here's the best thing about sitting next to the channel. Often the birds are just riding the current, kind of lazy birding. There's food being churned up down there, and they just go down and grab a bite whenever they want it. Really? Really? Is that what I look like? It's no wonder fashion magazines never call. All right, tide's out. Time to relocate. You can get a pretty close view here, I think. This area has a lot of history. Taunton Bay was really good for ore mining, for log removal, and eventually for quarrying. In fact, Gordon's Wharf, which is just beyond the other side of the bridge, is now an historical site. It's a little park. You can sit there and watch birds go by. So you're asking yourself, how did they get all that granite past these ledges? The answer is, they dynamited a 40-foot deep channel on the far side of this passageway. You probably knew this, but the favorite food for a common eider is blue mussel. They swallow the thing whole, and then the gizzard grinds up the shell. You know, you spend 6 hours from high tide to low tide sitting by the ocean, and in all that time, weird things just start popping into your head. Why is abbreviation such a long word? Verb is a noun. That just kills me. What's another word for synonym? Then you start to wonder which birds are going to be comfortable going through the falls. Is this common loon really going to ride the surf? This common goldeneye does not look comfortable. I'll bet he takes off. Common mergansers would ride this kind of rapid. These red-breasted mergansers, not so much. This is so much more fun than being a functional adult. It's a huge change over 6 hours. At high and low tide, the water goes slack. At mid-tide, it's a raging torrent. The show is constantly changing while I just sit right here. The eagle just left his perch. Instantly, the gulls take to the air to avoid being a meal. When I think of all the things I've done while chasing birds, it's a wonder I'm still alive. I've been to the Florida Everglades like 30 times. I've done it all. Did you know an alligator will warn you if you're too close to the nest? I mean, really warn you. Not far below the main camping area of Flamingo in Everglades National Park, there's a place called Snake Bight. That's B-I-G-H-T. It means like Snake Bay. Now, I knew that there were going to be a lot of shorebirds if I paddled down there, because I'd done it before. I did not know how many sharks I'd be paddling with until the last time. It was a lot of sharks. I was in Grasslands National Park in South Saskatchewan. Did you know if you go to the visitor center and you tell them you want to walk some of the trails, they will lend you for free leather gaiters because the prairie rattlesnakes can't bite through them. I had a grizzly bear follow me in Glacier National Park. I think the dumbest thing I ever did was walking by myself in Churchill, Manitoba, just as the polar bears were coming off the sea ice. Anybody else who goes out that time of year is armed. Not me. So if I can just sit here and let the ducks do all the work, given my history, this is a good idea. Another wave coming through, and I'm out of popcorn. I gotta go birding like this more often.